guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to day 5 of New Car Week. Garrett, you like the cars so far?
So far, yeah.
Do you think that we're gonna get them done, all of them done within the next 2 weeks?
No.
If
we could find somebody, you know, to reasonably help us out, you know, to make it easy.
I think that the scale of the projects that I have introduced is essentially, I'm gonna call it like our almost year of content is kind of where I'm at. Like the bus, the RV, or the diesel thing, like that's a big thing. The TDI Swap Ranger, that'll go quick. The Supra, that isn't in New Car Week, but that is actually getting a lot of work. What were the other cars that it did? The free 240, yeah, that's cool. That'll go by. This thing is also content, but what we have basically right in front of me, what I'm looking at right now is this. It's a 99. It's a 99 Civic hatchback. What do you think?
A little rough around the edges, but
it's not bad. So we have some really cool ideas with this, and it's kind of, if you guys have been following me on Instagram, I posted the other day, I was looking for a clean EK hatch or an EK, like a shell, a roller, and I've essentially had a build in my head for a while, and it's one of those things. I've thought about it, I've seen the concept done a couple years ago, and I'm just like, I'm not crazy enough to do that. Now we're getting towards that time. So obviously Civics, they're a lot of fun. Probably the most fun I've ever had in a car has been in a Civic. And I currently have a, let's call it an 800 horsepower K-Series all-wheel drive Honda that I posted for sale for $50,000 or best offer. Make me an offer on that thing, take it home, because I need to sink some money into this thing right here. I've done all-wheel drive stuff. I've done front-wheel drive stuff, right? Yep. But one of the things that I have not done with a Civic, what is it? What haven't I done with a Civic? I've done a front-wheel drive Civic. I've done a rear-wheel drive Civic.
Have you done a rear-wheel drive Civic? Have you done
no, all-wheel drive Civic. That's what I mean.
So yeah, I think the all-wheel drive, the rear-wheel drive, you know, that'd be a pretty different conversion.
So what we have right here is a K24A2 mated to a BMW ZF transmission on a vane engine stand thing, which basically puts this thing in kind of like its factory level position. K-Series rear-wheel drive engine swap.
Six boxes, so you've had an all-wheel drive, obviously front-wheel drive. A rear-wheel drive Civic would be nice, but
I think we need to be able to change between front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and all-wheel drive at the essentially maybe the push of a button or the twist of
get the best of all, you know, all
the twist of a key. Hopefully you guys see where I'm going with this, but the plan as of right now is to build a twin K-Series Honda Civic. What do you think of that?
That's gonna be rowdy.
2 of these units, obviously front-wheel drive transmission, front-wheel drive transmission. This was just what we had on the engine stands. I have 2 matching K24A2s on the other side of the shop, and I'm currently in search of transmissions. I'm trying to decide on whether I'm gonna do like an EP3 5-speed. Essentially whatever pops up local that I could get 2 of that match. Mounting the engine in the front is gonna be pretty easy.
Right? Easy.
I mean, literally, you just get on the internet, you push a button, and they show up in like 4 or 5 days. Bam, you have a K-Series in your car. The issue is that obviously this car didn't come with an engine here in the back. It came with back seats. So if, oh my goodness, I forgot about this one. In the back here, we have back seats, but if you look at that, I mean, that looks like it would just go
right at home. I can see firewall, mounts, and axles, transmission right at home.
Can you see a turbo?
Eventually.
Can you see a turbo? Can you see 2 turbos, 2 radiators, 2 intercoolers, 2 sequential transmissions, 2 clutches, 2 ECUs, 2 fuel cells? That sounds it sounds like I need
to sell.
It sounds like I need to sell my $50,000 Honda Civic is kind of what I need to do. Think of the fun. I mean, and that's kind of what this video is, just showing. Look, this is our goal. This is a plan. It is going to be a lot of work, and this is probably going to be, I'm going to call it a 6-month project. While it's essentially up and running like to its almost full potential, I would say we could probably get it running with 2 engines. How soon? Let's say 2 weeks, because if we say 2 weeks, it'll be 2 months, and 2 months is actually the goal. So yeah, that is pretty much the plan with it. And I guess initially I found a shell for sale. Because I didn't want to take apart this car, because this car actually is pretty cool. If you look at it, you want to go ahead and pop the hood? Yeah. Because this thing actually has a fully built D16 Z6, which is the good bottom end with the 2 journals on the crankshaft. It's an Eagle Vitar setup, so Eagle rods, Eagle no notch rods, and it has Vitara pistons. It has valve springs, retainers, upgraded to cam. It has a clutch, and it has some injectors. It's got a fuel pressure regulator. It has a boost controller. It has flex fuel, and it has a little turbo right there, which makes a little bit of boost. It's a decent build. It's like not decent, but the guy who I got this car from, he had it for like 10 years, got in the Army, and then finally had a little bit of money to kind of get it to this last stage where it, you know, he did some things, but then he kind of made it decent at the end. He added, you know, the boost by gear, he did the flex fuel, he did that type of stuff, he built the engine. This was initially supposed to be the giveaway car, because normally when we build a car, I think it's kind of relevant. It's cheap marketing to essentially build a car and then give away the same car. Sure. Obviously, because if we're building a crazy EK hatch or anything like that, you know, and we're giving away a EK hatch, it just makes sense. And, you know, hopefully you guys would be stoked about that. So initially this was supposed to be the giveaway car, and I had already found a shell on Facebook Marketplace to do the all-wheel drive thing. Yeah. So we were just gonna clean this thing up, paint the chassis, do all that other stuff. But then we kind of started looking at it with the timeline, and also it had some issues with the roof. So right here on the roof, there's a couple decent sized dents. It looks like somebody like walked on it. We called the Honda dealer. You can't get a roof skin. We could probably go to the junkyard and pull one off of another car, but that wouldn't be a whole lot of fun. So then we started looking for a carbon roof. But the issue with the carbon roof is you need a cage in it. And I was like, well, we're essentially gonna cage this car anyhow. This is gonna be like the baby. This is the channel baby in the next couple months. That could get the carbon roof. So let me see if I could find a clean EK hatch. Did we find a clean EK hatch? So that is actually gonna be tomorrow's video. And you guys are gonna be really surprised at the car that we actually found. That car, our giveaway car, is gonna be revealed tomorrow, which happens to be an EK hatch. Now we have this one, which is gonna get torn apart. You know, obviously, we might have to cut into the quarter panels to do some radiators. We might have to do some crazy tube chassis wide body thing to put some insane, you know, wheels and tires and flares. And, you know, I really don't know. I think before we decide, we need to take this thing for a drive. So Garrett, you're kind of a Saab guy, right?
I'm a Saab guy. Saab stories.
Saab stories. So we're gonna pull this thing outside, let it warm up for a little bit, take it for a rip, and then we're gonna come back and you guys are gonna figure out what we're gonna do. So first impressions, what do you think?
I like the mood lighting.
You like it?
It's classic.
All right, let's see. Oh, check. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Is that a cutoff?
That's an electronic cutout.
Yeah.
Nice rig, right?
You know, I can't complain. My car hasn't been running for a year, so.
Your Saab.
My Saab.
Your Saab. How long has it been since you've been in a turbo Honda?
Probably the last time we cruised in the all-wheel drive.
The yellow ones.
Yeah,
actually.
It's a good a year at least.
You actually felt that one.
Makes all the right noises.
Doesn't it just feel like a go-kart?
Well,
you're trying to hold on to stuff, so.
Yeah, the thing that's curious about me, it just, you don't know how good the suspension is, so.
Oh, it's great.
Full boost into a corner, you're like, fast or not, it puts you on edge. I like it though.
Well, see, these corners in the replacement, full throttle.
Say that again?
Full throttle in the replacement.
Oh gosh.
So I can't go full throttle because the air fuel goes a little bit lean. I think it has a stock fuel pump in it.
Oh.
Right?
It's got all the stuff but the fuel.
But the fuel pump, yeah. So the tune and everything seems okay. It's on E85 flex fuel. I put the wastegate, so it's at like 7 pounds of boost or whatever. So we can roll into it.
Oh god, that's a turn.
And as you can see, it goes to like 13.0 air fuel. So imagine this with,
and it stops. Nice.
Imagine this with like 700 horsepower times 2. Like this is probably 250 horsepower right now.
I can't say I've leaned on one of my cars.
This engine will make about 500 horsepower with a single cam, but with the 2x700.
You need every bit of the, you need every corner spinning.
You need all of the, we'd probably need big brakes on every corner.
D16 turbo forged bottom end?
It goes insanely lean. So that was 5,000, and that was like 5 pounds of boost feather in it because it goes just stupid lean.
Yeah. Predictable, like
it just very go-kart. It just feels like a great go-kart. What a silly car. So we just got back from the drive. What do you think?
I gotta say I'm kind of jealous. Pretty well planted to the ground and moves, so.
Coming from a Saab, it's kind of crazy. I sold all my Saabs. I'm kind of sad. I still miss it. I miss my wagon. My wagon was, that was a good wagon.
V6 turbo. Can't go wrong with that.
As you guys seen, I got the 335D now as like potentially the daily. There's just, as you guys could tell, we have a lot of projects. We have a kind of have our hands full. So let me know, what do you guys think we should do with this? Leave it in the comments. Maybe we'll vote, maybe we'll decide. Maybe I'll go buy that shell. What do you think about the engine in the back?
I love it. Yeah, whatever shell we put it in, I think it's gonna be pretty gnarly. And we've had a lot of little iteration conversations about, you know, how to kind of make that happen. So
obviously we're working on a couple things in the shop right now. We got the 7.3 Mustang and the Supra, which is currently getting a revamp. So we won't be really doing anything with this thing for the next week, but when we do, it's gonna be the grinder and we're gonna be cutting.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of metal cutting out of there.
This thing is gonna be completely stripped, which is like why it almost makes sense to just go buy like a $500 or $1,000 shell that somebody already stripped.
Yeah.
And then we keep this, you know, together.
Somebody would love this. Somebody would enjoy
99.
This drive it every day. So that's kind of what makes it hard. Is like, do we chop up a car that's mostly right there, like you were saying, 99%, 95%? Like, it's, aside from paint, it's a pretty good setup. So
yeah, and you could fix the stuff in the roof too. We were just looking at it. It would be cool to replace the roof skin. It's not that bad, but it does kind of tin canny. So when you're doing the body work and stuff on it, you'd have to shrink it, stretch it, or do whatever to make that relevant. That is the plan. I know we obviously didn't start cutting on things today, but we'll figure it out. This thing needs a tune. I really want to see what it does without it actually going lean, because I was literally just barely babying it at like 3 pounds of boost. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Be sure to let me know in the comments what you think about this thing. The ideas in my brain right now for videos, for everything, the fact that we could have a front wheel drive Civic, a rear wheel drive Civic, and an all wheel drive Civic in one combination is
it's pretty nice.
It is kind of cool. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a huge challenge. I think we're ready for it. So appreciate you guys watching. See you later.